Hello everybody, good morning. Got another cold morning here in Arizona, and I wanted to do a little tea time and tarot. Tea time and tarot. So we're gonna look at the collective energies today. It is Sunday, November something. Sunday, November something. We're gonna do a crystalline cross reading for the collective. So let's just take a look at the collective energies and see what messages want to come forward. I want to thank you always for your liking, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your networking. Thank you to everyone who's donated, and if you'd like to donate or you'd like to book a personal session with me, the Founders of Light network is underneath. So if you go to the description box, there's all the links down there. As always, I appreciate your support, appreciate your generosity. And I just want to say job well done for everything that you've been doing for the collective, everything you've been doing for Ascension and for yourself as well. Even if it doesn't feel like you're doing a lot, especially if you're in Ascension school and you're remembering, you're learning, you're traversing the multi-dimensional planes of existence, clearing out parallel timelines, processing a lot of timelines, clearing out a lot of echoes or old creations, right? I want to say I honor you, right? So let's just take a moment to just send out a prayer of peace, of love, and of generosity to all that this message touches. May this meet you with the highest form of love and truth and clarity, and as we rain abundance for all and magic for everyone, as we celebrate. Cool. So let's go into this crystalline cross and honoring our sacred connections. There is a rebuilding right now of our light and our lives that is currently taking underway, and as this rebuild process is going on, it might feel mushy. It might feel that you might be having your fear, uncertainty, and doubt about what's to come or what's going on with you or belonging, right? Especially when it comes to social situations. And so I just want to remind you, right, that a part of this rebuild and repair process is it is a process, so it does take a series of now moments to fully integrate and realign our realities. But just keep doing what you're doing. As long as you view yourself as sacred and start to treat yourself as sacred and others as sacred, including your connections, how you're navigating your reality, things begin to shift and realign at a soul level, okay? Things will begin to shift and realign. Okay, so let's go into what message wants to come forward for the collective. Ooh, okay. We're looking at the heart, crossing the reading now. Okay. All right. Oh, wow. A lot of power in this reading. Through the rebuild and the restructuring process. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what I want to say. At the heart of the matter, we have the Knight of Wands and we have the Chariot. So what this is showing us right now is that right now we are in the energy of the light warrior, or the energy of the magician, right? And there is this energy of action, and it seems like that there is this call to action, but we're not quite sure the block or the challenge here, if you want to see this as a challenge, right, it is more that it's about movement, transportation. This also might be in regards to light body. This is about energetic movement, right? So what we're looking at here is that we're ready to take action and to kind of step forward on a journey and to stand as the light warrior. But it seems like it is actually the movement or the motion or some sort of balancing that needs to take place that is getting in the way. It's a part of the integration process, right? So we have the balancing of all versions of ourselves coming forward through the form, but we are seeing some sort of movement. It's like we want to go, but we can't quite move yet, can't quite go yet, because we're still in the process of unraveling, we're still in the process of integrating, we're still in the process of realigning the reality. At the energetic foundation, we're looking at building, right? We're looking at how we're leaving our mark on society. This is building a template, building our codes, building our realities. This could be actually, physical building new earth. in the beginning here, I was talking about the rebuild process. So the energetic foundation we're looking at rebuilding, and at the higher self level. Okay, we are looking at the King of Swords. We're looking at a lot of power. Okay, we're looking at a lot of power. Now, in the past, we're awaiting that arrival. We're awaiting the creation, the manifestation, whatever we've been waiting for. And in the future, we are on the lookout again. So there is a little bit of this energy of waiting, this energy of contemplation, making a decision, making a choice. Underlying here, we are looking at the Seven of Swords, right? So we are looking at that, looking backwards while walking forwards, okay? So a lot of this is, I want to say that because we are, creatures of comfort, creatures of design, creatures of, especially when it comes to habitual patterns, family belief systems, dissolving different polarity. It seems like there's a viewpoint or perspective on who we are and what we're here and called to do in our power, as our power. That is the underlying theme here. And a lot of it is, as we were waiting for these manifestations, we're like, I'm ready to go, but the go window's not quite here, right? The green light hasn't fully come. Why not? There is this energy of a little bit of, in the future, coming into the root. And so this is very much so what I want to state is making sure that we are being mindful as a collective, as a group, as a community, right? That as we're going through a rebuild and a restructuring process, that process does take time, and we have to eliminate the voices of the old that are telling us that something is wrong, right? That something is out of alignment, something's out of place, or something's out of sync, or something's out of whack in our reality because we're feeling a certain way, or because there isn't movement or motion in our reality. We are rebuilding, right? And that rebuilding process does take time. So as you're going through an internal restructuring of your life, and it's really the most clear, powerful version of you, okay, we want to make sure that the reason why things aren't aligning for us is because our reality is realigning, right? So we were kind of awaiting for what this next thing is, and we're ready, but we're like, it's not quite clear yet. Well, it's because it'll be clear once the rebuild is out, right? But we have to make sure too that we are dissolving all of these voices of the past that are coming in, right? So this has got the energy of kind of like an echo, right? It's got just some past creation or past truth that comes in, and this is about, rather than paying attention to what we hold and honor from within, we might be paying attention to clarity or truths that have existed in another lifetime or another time-space continuum or in another time frame, right? So as a result, this focus on the past, it seems to be bringing up a lot of energy of subjugation, a lot of being on the lookout, and maybe a lot of fear. It could be bringing up some wounds, especially when it comes to the war, because this powerful King of Swords energy that's coming forward, best believe that if an energy like this trickles into our lives as a part of our restructuring and rebuild, it will be bringing up the wounds of the father. It'll bring up the wounds of the mother. It'll be bringing up the wounds of the fallen soldier. It'll bring up the wounds of a lot of that Mars energy and a lot of Chiron energy. So that's going to be very much so focused as we are activating this level of power and this level of clarity in our lives. Okay. Yeah, so this really is about how we're connecting and meeting with our family and friends, and how we're bringing the masculine and feminine into balance in our own lives, and what our keys to mastery are. So this is in regards to connections. It's in connections to soul family, reciprocity, balance, but it's also making sure that as we are connecting, we're connecting as the intuitive child, okay? We're connecting as the intuitive child, as the divine child, and recognizing that's a part of our mastery sequence, and it's very much so got this energy of, when are the masters going to get together? When are we going to meet the other masters, or the ones that hold a similar codex or a similar theme, and you'll know it in the feeling, right? It's like wanting to be with tribe and wanting to be with family, but you quite can't yet, because it seems like there is some sort of movement that's getting in the way, or maybe the inability to move, right? So this could be actual physical transportation for some people, recognizing that you want to travel somewhere to go visit someone, or to meet your family, to meet soul tribe, to meet other people, maybe to offer a little bit of child play to the people that you want to connect with. But as a result, it is that this resource seems to be getting in the way, whatever it is. So whether it is your light body getting in the way, and I don't want to say your light body gets in the way, but when you are honoring your light body and you're honoring your rebuild process, you don't have as much, at times, movement and fluid motion that a lot of others do as you're working with DNA and you're honoring your energy body and you're honoring your light. This also could be physical transportation. You want to travel, you want to be that light warrior on the street that's doing its thing, but for some reason travel's getting in the way. This could be a car, it could be an airplane, it could be a boat, whatever it is. We are looking at travel. We are looking at travel. Okay. Yeah, and we're looking at sharing the clarity, sharing the truth, and sharing these timelines with one another, and making sure that we're landing in that most powerful, clear, discerning pathway of ourselves, and sharing that with the world. It's that there is this clarity or this truth that wants to be shared, but it seems like it's not quite here. And so it's interesting, because it's like, even though we have this physical action, this physical momentum that wants to happen, and there is this shift, almost like a little bit of like wanting to go, but kind of stuck on a roller coaster ride. Let's just state that there is clarity here. There is clarity that wants to be offered to your soul family, to your soul friends, and it is the clarity of your love, the clarity of your truth, the clear of who you are, standing firm in the throne of your multidimensionality, right? So we are looking at a new pathway, a new multidimensional timeline that is opening up, that we want to share with others, we want to unify and create with and create as. But right now it seems like there is a little bit of a momentum shift. Yeah, there is some learning that still needs to go on in our own lives. There is also a review of our creations, and to really, it's like it got this energy of fine-tuning our craft a little bit. And that's what this rebuilding process is it's fine-tuning our craft and taking things to the next level, whatever that craft might be for you. But it's also recognizing that there is lessons and wisdom still on the journey, that we're still on Earth School. And as a result, it's like taking a moment to really look at what Earth School has taught you, and also being able to recognize that it's time to start a new beginning, especially in regards to Ascension School. So with Page of Wands, we could be looking at Ascension School and recognizing that you are in a period of learning, you're in a period of growing, you're in a period of expansion, and it might not be the time right now to communicate with the world what it is you're here to communicate, or what you're here to share with the world, or whatever pathways, right? Because of whatever's been taking place from this rebuild process. There's something that you're rebuilding, or you're doing, or you're igniting from within. Yeah, so the Queen of Swords, we are looking at that way short, and that point of truth, that point of clarity that's leading the path into a new direction. There is going to be quick communication regarding this Eight of Wands. So whatever it is, this with the Queen of Swords, there is going to be some sort of communication that is coming in regards to this, in regards to a new pathway, in regards to a new trail, or in regards to some sort of travel, right? So you might be wanting to share this with the world, but you recognize that right now the resources aren't quite there, that you want to meet up with family, you want to share this truth, you want to share these codes, you want to share this clarity with other people, you want to share your lessons and growth, you also want to go out and evolve and grow and learn, and right now there is the energy of communication that's coming in. So this could be coming in, and I'm hearing wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. So there is what I want to state is the wheel is moving in regards to this. It's just not quite time yet, but the communication will come in with this Queen of Swords energy about kind of like what's next. Yeah, we're looking at the walk of victory back to the child, right? We're looking at that walk of victory as the child back to soulmates. And that's what the Queen of Swords energy very much wants to state with this quick communication, but it's requiring a deep purification that's occurring for us to be able to walk victorious as the child back to our soul family, back to the inner child, right? Back to that soulmate. This might be actually walking to a soulmate. Walking victorious into celebration, back into the divine child, and connecting as that child. There was a lot of energy of the child earlier on in the reading, right? And with the Tower moment, this is very much so a redirective current. So this is a universal redirection to make sure that we are aligning with those soul family and the soul partners that are going to ignite the passion for play and the beauty of the inner child again. Right, and we are walking victorious in this. So we are looking at a 66 frequency here, which breaks down to 12. Okay, so we are looking at the 66. The 66 to me is speaking of our personal communication, our personal friendships, but also too is that does break down into a 12. We are looking at 1212, right? We are looking at 1212, we're looking at 12-strand DNA. There's something that has been activated that we are ready to walk towards. But once again, it seems like this Chariot card, which is either our light body, our light ship, or an actual physical travel, or some sort of balance that needs to come into our lives, is what is getting in the way. And also, and I don't want to say getting in the way, but it's a part of the process of honoring as we are rebuilding this very powerful version of ourselves. But you know, the thing is that we don't have to fear our companions, we don't have to fear our soulmates, we don't have to fear our soul family, we don't have to be on the lookout on that. And it's very much so got this energy of, because of the stagnancy and because of the rebuild, there might be some energy getting stuck in the root. So do what you can to get out onto Mother Earth and to connect your root chakra to the crystalline core of Mother Earth, and to help to transfigure your pain body. With the Nine of Wands too, this could be like, you know, central nervous system stuff. So your light body might be sparking, you might be feeling a lot of anxiety, and so as a result you might be a little bit hypervigilant. Do what you can to rest, to play, to kind of take that little bit like long walk, calm down kind of an energy, because we are in motion, we are in movement to this soul family unification. We are in movement to meeting that person. We are in basically we're victorious as the divine child. We're victorious as the divine innocence. There is some universal redirects that is occurring. So this is very much so. This tower moment feels good. It feels good, it feels right, and it feels like it's brought forward because the universe wants to gift us the opportunity to begin to repair the child, to begin repair the grids, begin repairing the networks because of this power that's coming in and whatever it is that we are rebuilding right now, what we're rebuilding, okay? So anything else? One final message that wants to come forward for the collective. The moon. Okay, so this is, to me, speaking of the eclipse window and the eclipse squeeze. Okay, and it would make sense why the Nine of Wands is showing up, because in this eclipse window and this eclipse passage, right? Because we have bookend markers, and we're coming up on a 12/3. It's 12/3, 12/4 solar eclipse, right? So a part of this ignition point of the lunar eclipse is we are in a squeeze point, right? We are in a trajectory where we're traversing a lot of echoes, we're traversing a lot of interference and annoyances that are from the old, that are unraveling so we can awaken to the new. And this is just about being mindful of that, in that we are in this kind of eclipse passageway of magic. And while it might not feel that there's an arrival of these new pathways from within, or this new level of creation, or this new spark of divinity within us, it is there. The ignition point has occurred through this passageway, and as a result, it is unlocking new pathways for us. We do have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands peeking out here, so we are looking at a lot of new clarity, new communication, new creations, new ideas, new inspiration. They're all new pathways, and we are walking victorious into playing in those realities, and being able to hang out together again, and being able to build and have fun, right? But as a result, there might be, because of the abundant nature of this reading, it feels like there's a lot of woundings, a lot of Chiron and Mars and the root that still need to purify and detoxify from our body. So we're living more of a heart-centered experience, and we're not allowing the energy of non-movement to create some sort of energy that makes us feel like we're stuck, right? So either way, there is a transition point in our realities that is occurring. There's a transition and a rebuild. So I want to state this. The transition, in the way that I view this, the transition already occurred. It was a part of the ignition point, or the sparking, that created the transition into this new. And now, as we're rebuilding and we're repairing, and as a result, you might be feeling like you're an adult child right now, or you're feeling like I can't get what I want. Those things might be coming up, right? And there might be a lot of like kind of deep wounds that have been coming forward for the collective in regards to the child and abandonment, savior stuff, and also suffering. The energy of suffering has been coming up a lot for myself. So now that we've landed in this new room, we're in a different energetic vibration, and we are rebuilding our light, we're rebuilding our codes, we're rebuilding our reality, and we're making our mark where we're at on our journey. Just note that the time of celebration, of connecting, of sharing this truth, of sharing this clarity, of sharing this insight, of sharing your learning with the world, maybe of finding a new teacher for some of you. It might be finding someone to teach you about a new modality, a new healing, or a new tradition. The time is coming in where we are going to be able to celebrate with the child, but it does tie into right now this eclipse energy, and that might be why the Chariot is blocking the Knight of Wands. Why it's crossing the Knight of Wands is because we are in this eclipse passageway, and we have to go through the squeeze point of this journey to build up to the 2022 whole builder code thing that's coming through 2022. Okay, all right guys, so that's it. Love you all. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your subscribes. Thank you for being here on your journey. Thank you for sharing my pathway with me. As always, the Founders of Light Network is found below in the description box. Okay, so with that, I love you, I honor you, I bless you. And as we close out this reading with the highest form of love and the highest form of truth, I want to send out a prayer of emotional well-being, of abundance, of love and joy for all. And as we close out these realities and close out these portals, I want to remind you that you are safe, you're loved, you're supported on your journey. And as always, you are being guided by the light back to the light. No matter how it might feel or seem or be perceived or witnessed by you in this now moment, neutrality is key. Okay, neutrality is key. Much love and respect to everyone out there, and I'll see you in another moment of the now. Namaste.